Alright, I'm back with the AD&D monsters. There's 6 races of giants. I'm gonna kind of skip through the details of these. I think they're pretty obvious. I think most people have experienced giants before. Cloud giants have 12 hit dice plus 2 to 7 hit points. Fire giants have 11 plus 2 to 5 hit points. Frost giants have 10 plus 1 to 4 hit dice. Hill giants have 8 hit dice plus 1 to 2 hit points. Stone giants have 9 plus 1 to 3 hit points. Storm giants have 15 hit dice plus 2 to 7. Um, and they all have their all different abilities. They're worth checking out. They're interesting, but I don't know. I'm kind of waxing. I'm talking a lot here. There's gnolls, there's gnomes, there's giant goats, goblins. There's golems, and they're kind of interesting. The golems. There's clay golems, which have 50 hit points. They're only made by lawful good clerics. They have a 1% cumulative effect to be imbued with chaotic evil spirits, and then they lose control and they try to kill you. Flesh golems have 40 hit points. They're made by magic users, and they have a 1% cumulative effect when engaged in combat to go berserk. Iron golems have 80 hit points. They're made by magic users, and they always stay under control no matter what. They have poisonous gas breath, so you don't want to mess with these things. Stone golem, 60 hit points, magic user made. They're always under control, and they have a slow spell ability. Gorgon, I love the picture of this Gorgon. I'll show you in a minute. 8 hit dice, bull-like creature with thick metal plates, noxious vapors via breath weapon, and they turn creatures to stone. I got myself a miniature of the Gorgon when I was a kid, and it was awesome. I really like the Gorgon. You know, that just looks like something you really don't want to mess with. It's pissed off. It's breathing freaking stuff out of its mouth. You know, giant horns. I mean, you really have to be an adventurer to go up against that thing. So that's the Gorgon. There's Grey Ooze, which has 3 hit dice plus 3 hit points. It eats through metal. It's impervious to heat, cold, and spells. Some have psionics. Green Slime has 2 hit dice. It drops on you from above and basically turns creatures into green slime. So yeah, that's not good. It eats wood, metal, and flesh. Griffins, yeah, we've all seen griffins, 7 hit dice. Groaning Spirit, 7 hit dice. Spirit of an evil female elf, so that's not very common. They have a whale keening ability, which is basically save versus magic or die. They have fear as well, and exorcism kills them, which is interesting. Halfling, there's 2, the tall fellow and the stout. Harpy, 3 hit dice. They're basically vulture/women. They have sweet sounding calls, kind of like sirens. They like to attack, torture, and devour, and cover things in excrement. Yeah, they're party animals. After Harpy, we have Hellhound. 4 to 7 hit dice. They breathe fire. They are rusty red color to red brown. They have glowing red eyes, black sooty teeth, and tongue. There's herd animals that are listed, and then Hippocampus. Hippocampus has 4 hit dice. They're basically marine steeds, sort of like a seahorse/fish with scales, and they have a horse head. The Hippogriff, which is 3 hit dice plus 3 hit points, has a beak, talons, and they have wings, and they have horse features. There's a hippopotamus, hobgoblin, which we're familiar with, and then a homunculus. Homunculus, I think that's how you pronounce it. 2 hit dice. Their bite causes sleep, and they are made by a magic user and an alchemist, combining their efforts. They have leathery like bat-like wings. They have a telepathic link with the maker, and they're man-like, and they are 18 inches tall, and these can be used as familiars. There's a list of horses, and then the Hydra. Hydra is 5 to 12 hit dice, has 4 legs, 5 to 12 heads, and you must kill all the heads to kill the creature. There's different types of hydras. Some of their heads, whenever killed, or cut off, spring forth 2 more heads. So they basically just regenerate. And then there's the Pyrohydra, which breathes fire. That's a lot of heads breathing fire at you all at the same time. There's hyenas and giant hyenas. There's imps, which have 2 hit dice plus 2 hit points. They're minor devils, and they take the form of a familiar. They can polymorph into spiders, ravens, giant rat, or goat. They have a poison tail, which is basically save or die. They regenerate hit points, invisibility, defensive, all kinds of defensive abilities. And the master of the familiar, basically gains the benefits. They said it's usually the imp that's in control. This thing is nasty. I was kind of in this. You gotta watch out for this thing. The Intellect Devourer, which is basically like a brain on legs, has 6 hit dice plus 6 hit points, psionic abilities, and claws. It basically takes the control of dead characters and has various defensive abilities. So it basically, takes control of the dead bodies and makes them come after you instead. That's kind of nasty. Invisible Stalker, which is 8 hit dice. It's invisible. It is under the control if summoned until it finishes its task. If it's a long, difficult task, the Invisible Stalker will seek to pervert your will and try to kill you. So you want to try to do these guys, summon them and have them do something quick and easy, and then they're out. There's Irish Deer, and then the Ixotachitil, if I pronounced that right, which are basically evil, intelligent, like rays in the water. They have clerical spells, and they have some of them are vampiric. So that's kind of interesting, an intelligent ray creature. Jackal, there's Jackal Were, which are basically jackals that are able to take human shape. They're 4 hit dice, and they have a powerful sleep gaze. There's Jaguars, and then the Keyrin, which are 12 hit dice. They're aerial creatures. Their hooves rarely touch the ground. They can offer help. They have a horn on their head. They're kind of horse-like. They have spells and psionics. They can also summon air creatures. And they have kind of a telepathic ability. Their luminous gold hide is very expensive and rare. And the Keyrin, he's alright. I kind of like the picture of the imp from before. I'll show you the imp. See Mr. Imp? And let's see what we got left. Yeah, the Brain Devourer, or the Intellect Devourer is pretty interesting too. It's a brain on legs. And where's he at? We got the Jackal Weir, doing some bad stuff. And the Keyrin. Alright, there's kobolds. We've all been, dealing with kobolds for a long time. This page is really neat for artwork. And the kobolds are attacking, of course. I like that big ant on the shield there. That's kind of neat. The Lamia, which is a 9 hit dice monster, has a human female torso and beast creature for legs and different kinds. They have spells. They drain wisdom, and they basically brainwash those that they drain. And of course, they eat the victims. Because if you're any good monster, you of course have to eat the victim. The Lamasu, which is 7 hit dice plus 7 hit points. They aid and protect lawful good people. They're kind and friendly, and they have limited telepathic ability and spells. There's a giant lamprey, which is kind of creepy. Larvae are 1 hit dice, and they're used to form quasits and imps, and liches use them. So the night hags use them to barter because the night hags breed them. They're yellow worms with human faces, so they're a bit on the creepy side. There's a giant leech, a leopard, and a leprechaun, and I will go to the Leocrota in the next video.